If you're a young Jew that's looking to have a unique experience in Israel, then it might be time to check out Masa, whether it's an internship, a gap year, or just living in the Holy Land like a local. This organization provides all the types of experiences you could want or imagine in the Holy Land. And today we have two young girls who are going to tell us about their time with Masa doing a gap year program. All right, girls, so what made you guys decide to do a gap year with Masa?
So I grew up in a very Zionistic household, and when I was 18 years old, I had already been accepted to university at the University of Maryland, and I decided I was missing something. I decided I wanted more. I felt like I needed a different kind of experience to prepare me for college, and I thought that being in Israel would be the ideal opportunity, and Masa has great opportunities for gap years, so I decided that that would be the perfect choice for me to do before I went to the University of Maryland.
My mom actually did a gap year. She did your course when she was younger, and so she had always talked about that as an amazing experience, and she wanted us to do the same, and so she said, "You want to go on a gap year?" And I was very, very ecstatic. I was very happy, and I started looking into programs, and I have gone to Ramah my whole life. I have done USY growing up, and so I'd heard about ILTV because they had come and spoken to us about the program, and I was very interested in the idea, and Masa offered grants, and it was just a great idea, and it really did work out.
Tell us about this program. What were you guys doing during your gap year?
So I think the Nativ has the perfect balance of structure and also freedom. So the first half of the year I studied at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. I took a class in Perspectives of Islam. I took a class in Issues in Israeli Society. We took Hebrew. We took a Modern Israel class where we actually learned about different places in Jerusalem and got to see them firsthand. And we also just took a lot of Hebrew. So we really gained a lot of knowledge of the language. And the second half of the year, we both went to Kfar Hasidim, which is a northern youth development village, and it brings immigrant children, teenagers to the village to learn English, to help them with their studies, for tutoring. And we also worked with animals and with children, and in a special education school. So lots of different opportunities. Also, Nativ had travel experiences for us. So we went on different tiulim throughout our time in Israel. We went to the north, the south, the desert, all over Israel. So we got to see the country.
This may seem like a broad question, but how has this experience had an impact on your life afterwards?
It has given me an opportunity to really live in Israel, to become more independent, become more self-sufficient, to really interact with my peers away from home and to kind of figure things out. You're thrown in a new country, you have all these amazing opportunities around you, and you really have to take advantage of that and want to go out and seek it. And you're with other people who are going through the same thing, which is absolutely indescribable. And you really gain a lot of independence. You kind of start to learn a little more about yourself and about what you want to do and about what you're passionate about and what you care about. And that was very, very valuable. And it also has helped me kind of going back to college. I have these experiences, I can talk about them, I can really share more about who I am as a person, and I think that is really, really helpful.
I also worked for Masa this past summer. I thought it was the most amazing experience of my life to have this opportunity to live and study in Israel. So I now am I'm a Masa campus representative at the University of Maryland, so I've sent tons of students to Israel over the past 3 years since I got to school, and it's been an amazing opportunity to get to speak to them about my experience and let them have the same kind of experience. So I think that that's a big impact that Masa has had on me.
Was Israel what you guys expected when you went on this trip, or was it different?
I've grown up hearing about Israel my whole life. I actually have an uncle that made Aliyah 20 years ago, has raised his family in Israel. I have other family scattered around the country, and so arriving there, it was even better than what I expected. Really just being able to be in a Jewish environment with other people celebrating, and to have everything stop on Shabbat, and to be able to see people scrambling for the Chagim, and to see signs and billboards all across the country advertising things that were for you, which is not something that I get here in the States. It really, really was an amazing experience. Just the hospitality, the culture. People tell you, yeah, you can go wherever you want, do whatever you want, but to really just meet someone on the street and at the end of a 5-minute conversation say, oh, if you're in town this weekend, we're having dinner for Shabbat. You should come over. Just to really see the hospitality, how people really look out for each other. That was something that I was not expecting, and that you hear Israelis are a little rough or they're very pushy, but there really is a sense of community that we don't have here in the States that I really found welcoming.
Would you girls recommend this type of trip to other people who are considering taking a journey to Israel?
So I work on that all the time. I think that everyone should have the opportunity to live and study in Israel. It has not only made me the person I am by having this experience to live independently of my parents and in a different time zone, but it's also just given me the opportunity to see Israel for what it is and to appreciate the good, the bad, the everything, and to be able to show that to other people is just an amazing, amazing, amazing thing to be able to do.
What programs through Masa give you that Taglit and other shorter trips don't give you is this sense of not being a tourist anymore. You really get to break out of that, and you get to be a local, and you get to go food shopping and go to plan different tiyulim across the country, and like go on hikes and go to the beach and really kind of make the country your own. And you become comfortable with the bus system and just feeling like I belonged and feeling like this was a place that I have established my home and I'm comfortable and I can go back whenever I want and hop on a bus and I understand how things work. Really not feeling like a tourist anymore and really feeling like a part of the country is something that this trip was just, it was an invaluable experience, and I'm very, very happy that I had the opportunity to spend a greater amount of time in Israel.
Having had this experience, what do you expect your relationship with Israel to be in the future?
Israel is a part of everything I do at this point in my life. Right now, I intern for APAC. I have a really big leadership responsibility on my campus. I am planning Israel Fest at the University of Maryland, which is an event that we have a camel. It's 3,000 students. It's just a big deal. And everything I do, I think about Israel. I think about my gap year. It didn't end when I left Israel. It continues and will continue to shape my life, I'm sure, in the future. Whether or not I decide to make Aliyah, I think in America it's just as important that we need people to be pro-Israel and to represent Israel in America. So either way.
I have gone back to Israel multiple times. I took a trip last winter break, and I'm going again this winter break on a trip for Jewish and non-Jewish students to really work on advocacy and to show other students on campus that Israel is not just a place for the Jewish people, that it's not the black and white, issues are not as black and white as they've been portrayed in the media, and I'm very excited about that. I really, really do want other people to experience Israel and to see what Israel really has to offer and what an amazing country it is and the contributions that Israel gives to the rest of the world. And that is something that I've really made a part of my college career. I'm on the board of SAFI, the Student Alliance for Israel, on our campus, the pro-Israel group, and I really, really have made it my job almost to advocate for Israel because it's something that is so important to me and it's been such an integral part of my identity and the identity of the Jewish people, and I really want people to know that, and I really want people to see that it is a complicated, amazing, wonderful society, and that's something that I really feel strongly.